Well, welcome everybody to the Master Your Plant-Based meal planning. And this is going to be a special class, and it's going to be a little bit longer than normal. So I do encourage you to get to the very end because I'm going to have two incentives for you. And each of those incentives is going to be a week, 35 meals of different recipes. And so I have it all planned out for you. So you have to stay to the very end to get the QR codes to get those, but you're going to have to do something, okay? So of course you have to do something. You have to complete the class survey, and that's very important to me because that goes to PCRM. I don't know who is putting what, so you could say that you hated the class or that I talked way too much. Want down there, and I'm not going to know it. But what I will know is what classes you are interested in the future. And that's why I have this class that we're doing tonight. You know, after we start going through the video or after the video, I really want y'all to chime in. And of course, you're welcome to chime in anytime. And you can do that by either putting your question in the chat box. And I want you to go ahead and start in the chat box and put where you're from. And if this is your first class or if you are ready to start teaching classes. And then we're going to get started, okay? So any questions before we get started? Okay, not hearing any questions. I am going to start our cooking presentation. Now, everybody should have received the recipes for today. And interesting because tomorrow I have a class, and with that class, I will be preparing the Yes You Can chili. And so when I saw the chili recipe today, as I was going through that, I thought, wait, this is the wrong one. So with that said, I had to give you an extra recipe this last email. I sent out the Yes You Can chili. And why I say that is because it is easy. And I have heard from many, many people that all they do sometimes is come home and make that Yes You Can chili because it's easy. The very first thing you start with is a container of salsa. Now I am using the electric oil core skillet by Salad Master. And this is a go-to. And I have to tell you about Salad Master because Salad Master is a national sponsor of the Food for Life classes. They give the salad or the Food for Life instructors these beautiful, beautiful stainless steel and titanium cookware for us to demonstrate our classes. If you see behind me, I have been collecting Salad Master for the last 43 years because that's what my husband gave me for my wedding present. So I am a firm believer in Salad Master, and them giving me extra pieces to use is just a bonus. So with that said, this is the 12-inch electric oil core skillet. I am cooking my onions because I want those done. And the recipe may not call for garlic, but if you've been in any of my classes, you know that garlic is very important. And so are onions. And if you want to take your silencer off, who can tell me what family the onions and the garlic are in?
Allium.
Allium family, yes. And allium, it's very good to cut it and let it rest. So we want it to rest at least 10 minutes. And what happens with that is the allicin, and the allicin is the phytochemical or the phytonutrient in onions, in the allium family. So the onions and the garlic have allicin if you let it activate. So 10 minutes is all you have to worry about. So cut them, chop them, put them to the side, and then start cutting or prepping for the other ingredients. Okay, so I have my garlic in here. I also have my onions, and I am going to add just a little bit of cumin to this recipe. You do not have to, but I'm adding cumin, and I'm also adding a little bit of oregano. And it's just going to give it that southwestern chili flavor. The next thing I am going to add 2 cans of black beans. And
Excuse me, Deb, how do you spell the onions and garlic are from the what family?
allium family, Allium.
Never heard that one before.
Okay, well, so all of your garlic, all of your onions, all of the different types of onions are in the allium family.
Okay.
The active cancer-fighting ingredient in that those allium plants is allicin. Okay, so here is my chili. I'm going to let this. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so Carol asked how much garlic, onions, and cumin. So the onions were in the salsa, but salsa is truly not cooked, it's raw. And especially mine because I made the salsa. So I had 1 onion in here, and the garlic, I probably had 4 pods. But if you know me, you know I love garlic, so I may have had 5 pods. But I chopped that up, and that's it. Let's see. 2 teaspoons of cumin and 1 teaspoon of oregano. Now, the last thing I am going to put in here is going to be some lime juice, and I'm going to squeeze it. Now, because you drain and rinse your beans, there's not a whole lot of juice in here. So I am going to add just a little bit of vegetable broth because I do want this to cook a little bit longer. It's not going to cook that much longer though, okay? So, because truly, I've had, whoops, what am I doing? I've had nurses who tell me that this is their go-to. And it is a very, very quick go-to meal. Now, let me ask you a question. What can you serve this over?
Quinoa.
Quinoa? Anything else?
Baked potato.
Brown rice.
Brown rice, baked potato. I actually have
sweet potato.
A sweet potato. Yes, black beans and sweet potatoes go super, super great together.
Yummy. I'll have some right now.
Okay. So I have a spaghetti squash, and I'm going to serve this in the spaghetti squash so it will look really nice. It will look appetizing, but it will be something different as well.
How long did you cook the squash, Debbie?
I microwaved half of it for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. With some water in it or something?
I put water in a bowl and I put it inside the bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. So the water was not touching the flesh. It was just touching the outside.
I love spaghetti squash. Oh, so yummy.
Okay, so our chili is basically done. Once again, let me show it to y'all. Now, how easy was this?
About a 2.
Out of what?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being hard as hell.
Okay.
1 being
So 2. So once again, if you have, all you need is a container you know, one of those little containers that you would get at the grocery store of salsa. And in that container, you can even have cilantro.
Oh,
You know, cilantro is not going to be in my house, but
not me neither. Me neither.
thank you, thank you. But anyway, you can have the salsa with cilantro. You put it in here. You don't even have to cook it like I cooked it, but you add 2 cans of drained and rinsed black beans. And
Mhm.
that's really all you have to do. But now I added a few other things like the garlic, because I love garlic. And I, you know, chili just isn't chili without garlic, right?
Mhm.
Y'all have to agree with me there, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so now
So
I'm going to
are you making chili or are you making salsa?
no, I'm making chili,
Oh,
but I
okay.
started with salsa.
Homemade salsa. Okay, got it. Without the
Yeah,
cilantro.
homemade salsa. And for all of those who know me well, you probably know that I did the homemade salsa because it doesn't have the sodium in it, and I stay away from sodium.
Did you,
Mhm.
do you use
But
boxed tomatoes?
you can use boxed tomatoes.
Okay.
So the other recipe that I sent out for the easy, quick black bean chili, it said to use a can of roasted tomatoes. So that's very easy too. So you're using a can of roasted tomatoes, a can of black beans, once again, drained and rinsed. And that recipe calls for garlic. It also calls for an onion, as well as chili powder and cumin. So you have both of those recipes.
Deb,
Okay.
which one are you making?
Yes, I'm sorry to make it so difficult.
That's okay. No,
I'm making the Yes You Can
Yeah.
chili. And it's just easy. 2 ingredients. They have a few other ingredients, but it's very easy.
2 main ingredients. Debbie, if you wanted to add corn, you know, just for
Oh,
another color, I
sorry, that's the other ingredient, and it's sitting right.
well, I'm glad I was curious.
That's good.
You know when you're roasting
Can we start this class over?
Go ahead, ready? Rewind. Okay, starting. Hi, Deb. How are you?
can you add the corn at the same time you add the onion and it'll be like, you know, like roasted corn like you get in street tacos and stuff? Would that work, do you think?
I don't know if it would be like roasted hope.
Oh.
Roasted is in the oven. I gotta turn this on so I can cook so I can add my corn to this recipe. Okay, so yes, you can add it at the same time and it will just be cooked. It's not going to be roasted. However, if you wanted to put your corn in the oven and roast it like
Mhm.
that, that would add a roasted flavor.
Okay.
Okay, so the other ingredient to make this totally crazy is sweet corn. And my husband chose that because this was my last ingredient and he had to go get it for me today. And he chose the organic, and it's very important. Corn should always be organic. If you can afford it, always make it organic because there's a lot of GMO corn out there and you don't want to be getting into the GMOs.
How much corn? You put the whole bag in?
Yeah, it's just a little bag. It's 10 ounces.
So
So
1 1/4 cups.
yeah, 3.5. Yeah. So 3.5 servings. So it's almost, it would be like a can of corn. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to be doing is making some kale. And I am going to, and this one's going to be easy. You have it. It's called Brazed Kale. There's only a few ingredients in this, and I'm starting with some vegetable broth, unsalted vegetable broth. If you want to enjoy the sodium, don't get the unsalted. But also this has some coconut aminos in there, and I'm going to start on my sodium. So the coconut aminos has the least amount of sodium. It's going to provide the same great taste as soy sauce or tamari sauce. They're all in the same category, same flavor. Bragg's amino acids is in the same category, but this one is going to have the least amount of salt. And just because it says coconut aminos, don't let it fool you. It has 0 fat in it.
Debbie,
Okay.
what brand is that again? Show me that bottle.
This is Green Wise. Here, KZ, if you'll.
Thank
This
you.
is Green Wise, but they have other. So this is Publix brand.
Okay.
Debbie, I've seen Bragg's made with and without soy. What's the basis of the one in your hand?
This is organic coconut syrup, water, sea salt.
That's all that's in there is coconut and salt?
And water.
Hmm. I'm getting mine out of the refrigerator.
Organic coconut syrup, water, sea salt. That's it. So if you have a nut allergy, this may not be the one for you.
Do coconuts actually count as nuts?
For some people, they do.
Oh, okay. I
So
didn't know
when you
that.
look at the universal, universal allergens,
Mhm.
you want to stay away from the coconuts or any tree nuts. Okay, so the next thing we are going to add to this is going to be garlic. And so I've already chopped that up. The recipe calls for 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. And I promise you I have 3 to 4 cloves of garlic there. And then it calls for tamari or
Coconut
soy
aminos.
sauce, but I'm not going to add that to it because I like it a little bit plain. And then, does everybody know how to use or how to peel kale? I
No.
always say that I am going to hold one back and I get too wound up and I peel them all. So anyway, you just hold it here, you wash it, hold it here, and then you just strip it. And it comes off very, very easily. Okay. So I am going to pour in my kale. And it's beautiful. This is I call it alligator kale, but somebody can tell me the exact name of this alligator kale?
Slacenado.
Listen,
Some people say Lacento, whatever it is, it's Lacinto, I believe.
Yes. That's it.
dinosaur kale, yeah.
Oh, dinosaur kale. That's
Yeah,
what it
that's
is.
the other name.
Is dinosaur and alligator the same one?
Yes.
Okay,
I guess
wanted to
in your
make
world.
sure. Actually, I was testing y'all to make sure you knew.
But we are Floridians, so.
Where do you
That's
get your
exactly right.
Debbie, where do you get your kale?
I got it at Publix, and I will tell you that there was not a whole big selection, and that's why I got the alligator dinosaur kale.
I haven't eaten kale in a long time. Sometimes well, I haven't cooked in a while because I'm still, getting better. Anyway, it's very bitter, isn't it?
Well, you know what? If you add the lemon to it, it's going to make it really nice. And so I do want to talk about, while this is cooking, I do want to talk about a couple of ways that you can serve your kale and it will not be bitter. So the first way is it's to break it down. So to make a salad and put the lemon on top of it and massage it. And when I say massage, you got to get your hands in there and you are actually breaking down the cells of the kale. And that lemon is really going to change the taste of it. So you're just breaking it down. So if you have a big pile of kale, when you're through massaging it 4 to 5 minutes later, it's going to be compact. Okay, it's going to be probably a third of what it started out to be. Then the other thing that you can do is you can take an avocado and do the exact same thing. Now it's going to be a little bit messy, but lemon juice is going to be messy as well. But using the avocado, you can also add some lemon with the avocado, and it's going to break down. But that is going to change the texture and it's going to get rid of some of that bitterness as well. Okay.
Okay.
So for those kale lovers, and Kathy, I know you are a big kale lover. What is your favorite kale and do you find it bitter?
No, we don't find it bitter, and we eat pretty much every kind of kale there is.
Oh,
And
wow.
and I liked curly kale for a long time, but now I've been doing the dinosaur kale, and it's great steamed for 1 minute and then using it in salads. And that's really good too. So, but no, we don't find it bitter. I don't know why.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's bitter.
I think the lemon really adds a lot to it. And then also you can use vinegar with it, but
Yeah,
massaging it really makes it very
Yeah.
tasty.
yeah.
What kind of vinegar?
I of
What
course
about
you could
rice?
use apple cider vinegar because that would be a fermented type, but I usually have the olive tap vinegar on hand, and those are flavored. So that's just a nice addition. I like the flavored.
What about rice vinegar?
Rice vinegar would be good. Now, rice
Okay.
vinegar, some of them are seasoned, so they're going to be higher in salt. And
And
then
sugar.
they have a plain rice vinegar that's very tasty. Also, one vinegar that I do like is a Leslie's. I get it at Publix or at Walmart in a big jar of it or a big bottle of it. It's probably like $3 or $4. So it's relatively cheap and they have white balsamic vinegar. And I
Mm.
honestly love
Yeah.
that. It is inexpensive and I can mix it up and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to see how easy this was, how fast it was, because here we go with our kale. And you can see that it's already wilted down, cameraman. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's already wilted down and it's ready to go. So if you are a lover of the aminos or the soy sauce, Bragg's, this would be your next thing to put it on so that you can enjoy that flavor.
And Debbie, I was just checking for that, and Publix does seem to still carry it. Now, maybe it was just the websites I looked at. And there's another brand that I use. It's called Coconut Secret, that brand. So there's several brands. I think the Bragg's coconut aminos has a little more sodium. I think you mentioned that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, okay, so are there any questions?
I'll take mine on a big plate.
Okay.
Oh, and Michelle says they're at Trader Joe's too, so that's another good spot. Great. Debbie, I'm gonna interrupt. You just gotta hear this. This is how many places are represented. Jacksonville, Delray Beach, Lakeland, Winter Haven, Wesley Chapel, all those are Florida. Fayetteville, North Carolina, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Toronto, Michigan, New Jersey, Gulfport, Florida, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Finger Lakes, Upper State, New York, Atlanta, and Babs, wherever Babs is from.
Awesome.
I'm from Florida,
Okay,
so
good.
Central Florida, yeah.
And
I mean, I'm
Michelle's
not,
from New
I
York.
live
Get
there.
Canada
I'm not,
and Germany in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Canada
that-
and Germany are in there too.
Yeah, I
wow.
think Toronto, Canada, yeah.
We have an international crowd, so welcome everybody.
and-
I love it.
And Munich, we forgot the one
Munich,
from
Germany.
I
Yeah,
missed that.
awesome.
Wow,
Okay.
sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yes.
Jawohl.
And Southern
Yeah.
California, because I was a bad girl and I didn't put that in the chat, but you guys know
That's right, California.
that.
Okay, so those are the two recipes that I'm demonstrating tonight, even though I messed up on the first one, but y'all got the picture. Y'all have the recipes. They are very, very easy because this is the first class. I mean, the first, it's the kickstart. So where do we begin with this? We may have some people who are new to this, and so I want to keep them in mind as well, because not everybody is on the same journey, though. I know many of y'all have been with us for quite a while, and others are new. So I want to welcome the newbies, and we are making sure that you've got the answers that you need to make this an easy transition. Okay, so the next step is going to be the video. The video, I believe, is 15 minutes long. After the video, we're going to have just a little quiz, and then we're going to go into meal planning. And I said it before, I've spent a lot of time on this meal planning class, and I have a lot of information. And I'm going to reward you handsomely for staying the whole class and doing the two QR codes that I have for you. Okay. So we had a great video there with Dr. Barnard. Any questions on that?
I actually did. He went through the, he had the list of options for breakfast and lunch and stuff like that, which I can come up with those if I do my homework. But for the egg replacements,
Yes.
can you tell me what the egg replacements were?
No, I can't, as a matter of fact.
I
Okay.
can. It was banana, smashed banana, apple
Oh,
sauce,
those.
Yeah.
Non-dairy yogurt, or the commercial egg replacer.
And that's what I thought you were talking about, the commercial egg replacers.
Even if we are talking about commercial egg replacers, I've never been able to find any. I'm in Michigan. It's not like being in Lakeland. Any suggestions?
There's one of them that's called Just Eggs. And Carol, it has 7 or 8 grams of fat in there, and that would be comparable to an egg.
Yep.
But it is plant-based. So I've never tried it. Has anybody else tried one and liked it?
I have one. I can't remember what brand it is. It's just a very fine white powder, but it usually you have to, do it up in advance a little bit. And of course, that's just too much for me. So
Okay, now that one, Laura, is yeah, I know the powder on that. And is it
I took it out of the box and put it in a glass
Yeah.
jar, so I'm not sure what brand.
I think I have it. Y'all keep talking. Let me
I
find
think,
it.
Is that called
Debbie-
energy?
Did
Energy?
Debbie start the
I've seen
recording
that
again?
one.
She did, yes.
Okay, thank you, Hope.
It is called Energy.
Bob's Red Mill has one too.
Right. But there is one that is very similar to the eggs in a cart. It comes in a carton and you pour it out and you can scramble it. Have y'all seen those?
Oh,
No.
And that's what I'm referring to is very high in fat.
Okay, thank you.
And Rochelle's got one, Debbie, if everybody will look at the chat box and if I'm correct, Michelle, that works really good when you're baking goods. Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
Oh, I know, I said the energy, but I've never tried it. I've never bought it, but I just remember seeing it.
Yeah, the flax egg is very good. Thank you for sharing that, Rochelle.
And Chris agrees with her, so
Yeah.
sometimes.
And I use that one almost all the time, is the flax egg. But when you asked, I really thought you were talking about the egg where you can scramble it up and it
Oh.
looks like an egg.
No, I was just surprised at the tofu. And I just thought, well, maybe I imagined it.
Okay, and I have an egg not an egg. I have a substitution page that I will be sending y'all out, okay?
Oh, okay, perfect.
you.
Thank you.
And wouldn't it be the silken tofu as a substitute for egg?
I would think so.
I would
Yeah,
think so
okay.
too, Vlyn. Yes.
Okay.
And but
Okay.
when I
Any
use,
other thoughts or comments before we go to the PowerPoint?
I was just going to say with the applesauce, I always use the organic unsweetened applesauce.
Right.
So that's also a replacement for oil. If you're baking and it requires oil, you can just use exact same measurement in applesauce.
Okay, the other thing that I have started using recently is your canned pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie, just the pure pumpkin. And of course, you have to have the flavor to go along with it because you're going to get a pumpkin flavor. But because it's going to be seasonal, as soon as we get some cooler air, then well, actually pumpkins are out in the grocery stores now. So
Yes, they are.
you may want to try that, but that is also can be used just like applesauce and use it. If it calls for a cup of oil, you can use a cup of the pumpkin or a cup of the applesauce. Okay. So now I am going to share my screen. We have a test based on based on the video, and then we're going to start a PowerPoint, or we're going to start talking about meal prepping, taking off from where Dr. Barnard. So master your plant-based meals. So these are questions from the video, and I will, if I can find a video that is comparable to this video, I will send it out. And that would be a YouTube video, but I am not allowed to share these videos with you, but I'm sure there's something I can find out there that is comparable. Okay, so this is to see how well you paid attention in the video. Dr. Ornish demonstrated in his lifestyle heart trial that arterial blockages could be reversed in what percentage of his participants?
82. They're doing it in the chat.
They're putting it in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
82.
82, everybody agree?
82. Yes.
Yeah.
82.
Okay, and it is 82%. Okay, in the Physicians Committee's weight loss study, on average, participants reduced their weight by how many pounds over the course of 14 weeks?
20.
13.
13.
I thought it was
you're
20.
right, it was 13.
Actually, I thought it was 22.
No, it's 13.
Is it 13?
Okay, we have some disagreement there, but it is 13.
Yay!
Okay, what is the densest, so most dense source of calories in the diet? And how many grams of fat does it have?
9.
A fat
Fat.
9.
That's 9 calories of fat.
Okay, everybody agrees?
Yes.
Yep.
And it's 9 calories.
It's
What are the
interesting.
two?
Protein has also 9. Protein and fat both have 9.
No.
No.
Oh,
Protein
okay.
has 4. Carbohydrates have 4.
4.
Alcohol has 7.
Wow.
And your fat comes in at 9. What are the 2 most effective rules for healthful weight loss?
D.
Yeah.
D.
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 Everybody agree with D?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's D. Okay, this is a little bit longer. Choose the most healthful menu, taking into consideration the most effective rules for weight loss.
E.
Yeah. B.
I can see it.
Well, I haven't.
Y'all sure
Read
about
B.
those blueberry pancakes?
B sounds really good. Well, he
Yeah.
said as long as it's made with whole grains.
Sounds good.
The chat says B, lots of B's in the chat.
Okay, a lot of B's.
Yeah.
And it is B, yes. Okay, so y'all did well on that. Now, any questions before we go into the meal plan? Okay, so I sent y'all out a whole bunch of stuff. One of them was the weekly menu planner. So you may want, if you printed that out, please pull it out. If you don't have that, please have writing paper so you can write down some things. And I know some of you have already written down information that Dr. Barnard shared, some of those meals. Because anytime you can find a meal, and then you have to think about low fat and you have to keep it vegan. So it makes it simple. And low fat is going to be 3 grams of fat or less per serving. And in all of Dr. Barnard's plans or programs, he recommends no more than 33 grams of fat a day. Okay, 30 to 33. So that's roughly 10 grams of fat per meal. But he really wants you to have no more than 3 grams per item. Okay, so
Yeah.
pull out your,
Debbie, can you give us an example of what is an example of a food that would be over 3 grams, a serving size?
Well, you know what, Kathy, I'm glad you said that, because the only exception to that is tofu. Because tofu is going to be more than 3 grams of fat per serving. It's usually either 4 or 5. And actually it's either 4 or 5. And that's the only exception to that rule. So
Debbie, isn't oatmeal also 4 grams of fat?
no, it shouldn't be.
Okay, I got that wrong then.
It's a grain. It's a grain, so there's no fat.
No, there's fat.
Hold on 1 second.
Shouldn't tofu, you always have to eat organic? Because I have a nurse friend that she stays away from all tofu products because of it's made out of soy and all the crops and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I eat tofu here and there, but she said it's bad.
I eat
I guess
tofu
not.
every day, but it is organic.
Yeah,
Okay.
organic.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the tofu, you can preferably use organic, or make sure it says no GMOs. Okay. So when you have a whole grain, the whole grains do have some fat in them. And so 1 serving of oatmeal is 3 grams of fat, 3 grams even. Okay. And
Is that a half a cup? Is that a half a cup?
That's for a half a cup dry. And
Right,
then
okay.
for the steel cut, it's 2.5 grams. Okay. So that answers the question.
Thank
But
you.
a lot of your whole grains are going to have a minimal amount of fat. Okay. So now I want you to look at this. And this is from the American College of Lifestyle Medicine, their Kickstart program. And why I'm showing you this, and if you want, you can take a picture of it until the video comes up. Oh, excuse me. But I want you to see how they use leftovers. Now, I've had some clients who say they absolutely hate leftovers. And to me, that's kind of hard because it's hard to make 35 different meals. And I'm counting, your snacks in there too. So, but 35 different meals every week. So you can see for Sunday, they made scrambled tofu, and then they had the leftovers the next day for breakfast. They also had strawberries and banana oatmeal. They had a green smoothie. Then they had overnight oats, sweet potato toast. So they did a lot of different things, but it takes a lot of planning to do that. And I'm going to show you some other things, what I like to do. And I find it just makes my days and my weeks easier. So lunch, the chickpea salad, and then they had the leftover chickpea salad. Then they had another filling salad, and they had that 2 days in a row. So once again, this is just giving you an idea of what they have recommended. And if you can tolerate leftovers, which I absolutely love leftovers, I either freeze them or I will have it 2 or 3 days in a row. But I was raised on leftovers. Okay. Now, there's two different philosophies here. And the first philosophy is going to be, let me get rid of my bar. And the first philosophy is going to be Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen. And the second philosophy, which they correspond very, very nicely, is the Power Plate. And the Power Plate is by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. Basically, what the Power Plate is saying is that every meal you want to have a fruit, a grain, a vegetable, and a legume. And over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see what constitutes a fresh fruit or a bean, pea, or a legume. Now, on the left is Dr. Greger's, and he is being specific that every day you need to have at least 3 fruits. And every day you need to have at least 1 berry. So that's 4 fruits. So it corresponds with the Power Plate because you work in a fruit also for your snack. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So 4 fruits, 1 of them needs to be a berry. And then the beans, peas, or legumes, they want you to have 3 of those. Now, not everybody eats beans for breakfast, but if you don't eat them for breakfast, you're going to have 3/4 of a cup for lunch and 3/4 of a cup for dinner. Or you're going to have hummus at one of your snacks. Somewhere in the afternoon, you'll have a snack with hummus and maybe some vegetables. Everybody good with this? Now, let me just mention this to you. This is the minimum, and I have calculated everything that you're going to see on the left-hand side. I have calculated it several times for many clients, and it always comes up between 1,200 and 1,300 calories. That is going to help anybody lose weight. And if you were present at our event that we had a couple of years ago when Dr. Greger came down and spoke here in Lakeland, and we had, close to 500 people here. But we had one gentleman come up to us, and he said that he had seen Dr. Greger the year before, and it had been right at 12 months since Dr. Greger had been there. And in that time, he was following Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen. And he had lost 187 pounds.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay. So I'm saying that when you are looking at this, I see a lot of food there. And when you start sitting down to eat all of this, it is a lot of food. And if you stick to this, you are going to lose weight. So I'm saying that if you don't have any weight to lose, you're going to
Really?
have to add more food. Okay. But you
Yeah.
still want to have the basics, and these are the basics. Any questions so far?
If you need to gain weight, just eat more of it.
Just eat more of it. Exactly.
I'm supposed to be getting 1,800 calories a day, according to my dietitian, because I've lost a lot of weight.
Okay. So you just have to add more here. Okay.
Yeah.
So then your grains, you can see that a grain would be a half a cup. So, your oatmeal is a half a cup. Now, a half a cup is going to turn out to be a whole cup. So if you're eating a half a cup dry oatmeal, that's actually 2 servings. Okay. So the minimum that you're supposed to have is 3. That doesn't say that you can't have more than 3. If you need to gain weight, then you want to go up some on that. Okay, so you see that cruciferous vegetables. So you're going to see a lot of vegetables. If you look down this lane, you see 6 vegetables. 2 need to be cruciferous. 2 need to be green. Now, can they be green and cruciferous? Yes, they can, but you still would need 4 of those then. And then 2 other veggies, and that can be more greens. The healthier, the greener, the healthier. Let me just say that. But you also need color in there. You need to have your orange in there. You need to have all of the variety. And not to complicate things, but you do want to have as much variety in your diet as possible. So don't just eat greens. Even though they're very, very healthy, you still need those colors. Also, think about your potatoes or your starchy vegetables. So those can be in here as well. And starchy vegetables are very filling. So if you feel like sometimes that you are always hungry, eat more starchy vegetables.
And there's a million versions of peas and beans.
Exactly. Now, Kathy, you asked what would be an example of more than 3 grams of fat. And here we have some fat. So 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed is recommended for every day. And that's to get your omega-3 fatty acids and your alpha lipoic acid, your EPAs and your DHAs, because it takes those and it changes them in your body to it takes the flaxseed and makes it into EPA DHA. So 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed is going to have 3 grams of fat. If you have 2 tablespoons, it's going to be 6 grams. So following Dr. Barnard's recommendations, only having 1 gram or 1 tablespoon would be appropriate. Also, your nuts. Your nuts are very high in fat. If you only wanted 3 grams of nuts, you may have to weigh those out and get somewhere close to maybe 7 or 8 grams, which may have 3 grams of fat in them. So you'd have to do the math there. Okay. Then also your herbs and spices. He recommends a minimum of 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and then any other salt-free herb or spice. And, we've talked about spices before. That's a whole different class, but spices are very, very healthy. And the more you enjoy them, the better off you will be. He recommends beverages. Of course, I will tell you not to drink your calories because those are empty calories. They're not doing any good for you. But water is great. You can have tea, coffee. And then look at this exercise. That is what he recommends. And 1 session every single day. Oh, did I say that correctly? 1 session every single day. For all of those who do not like exercise, and you know who I may be speaking to, the one who's laughing. Anyway, exercise is important. Okay,
Yes, it
any
is.
questions about that? And I went through that quite quickly, but that is the basis. And I sent you out Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen. So you have that as one of your handouts. Okay, so let's talk about meal planning, and let me get something to drink.
Deb, while you're getting something to drink, there was a question in the chat
Okay.
about how did the doctor's plans adapt for higher protein requirements due to weight training? And I would add to that, I'm having knee replacement surgery, and they said I have to have protein at every meal, like high protein. So
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So beans are high in protein. Your greens are high in protein, but not quite the protein that you need. Your beans, lentils, and legumes are going to be your protein powerhouse. Also, your tofu. And for those people who are afraid of tofu, I'm going to be sending you out the latest research on that, okay? Because I don't want you to be afraid of it. Even people who have had breast cancer, they are safe eating tofu. And next month, our class is going to be on breast cancer prevention and survival. And we will be talking about that. But Dr. Christy Funk, who is the breast cancer surgeon for the stars, you know, she's out in California, but she recommends 3 servings of tofu a day.
Wow.
For breast cancer survival and prevention. Okay.
As long as it's organic, I get you.
Yeah, make it organic, but you do not have to be afraid of that. And I'm going to be sending you out something. And once again, we're going to be talking about that next month. Okay. So, but those are high in protein. Your tempeh is high in protein, and tempeh also has, it's fermented, so it's going to be really good for your gut and feed those gut bugs. It's going to be excellent. Okay. But yes, so when we look at protein requirements, I know nobody is over 65 in this group. And I say that tongue in cheek, but in my class, nobody's over 29. Okay. But once we hit 65, we need a higher protein amount. If we are exercising really hard on a daily basis and trying to build muscle, we need a little bit more. And if we're 65, we do need more. If we're having surgery to repair our bones, we need more protein. And it is recommended, this isn't me who's saying it, it is recommended that you have 1 gram per kilogram. So say you are, and that's just slightly above. So normal recommendation is 0.8 grams per kilogram of weight. And you have to do your due diligence on calculating that. But for those who I just specified, having surgery, exercising, it's 1 gram per kilogram. So if just say you are 62 kilograms, and that would basically be about 130 pounds, maybe 130 28 pounds, somewhere around there, you would be around, and that is me doing rough math. Okay, so don't take me and don't say, oh, Debbie, you did that wrong. I'll tell you, my little trusty calculator. So say you are, tell me a weight, somebody.
138.
138 divide by 2.2. And that's going to be 62.73. So basically, you would need 63 grams of protein a day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
that's just regular. That's not for the ones for weight training and surgery, right?
No, that would be weight training and surgery.
Oh, okay.
Now, your doctor may say you need more than that, but I can't tell you that. I'm telling you based on my training. Okay. So your doctor may say, so Laura, you said your doctor wants you to have more protein. Ask him specifically how much protein would he recommend per kilogram.
I will definitely ask, but they also like gave me this stuff that's in a packet that's got artificial flavor and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I said, I can't take that because, you know, that's what they want me to have. And I'm like, I can't. That's artificial and I just can't do it. So
let's talk on the side, Laura.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. And we can do that this week sometime. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about this. Planning your meal. So this sample meal plan, I have 2 sample meal plans, but you have to earn it. Okay. But I have those meal plans that I have the menu, or not the menu, but the recipe is a hyperlink. Okay. So if you say here, this tofu scramble, if you hit that, the recipe is going to pop up. Okay. But the first thing you want to do is pull out your blank menu sheet and start plugging in. What do you want to eat? And you're going to have a whole bunch of recommendations. And then schedule your prep session. I like to spend either a Saturday or a Sunday, and I'll spend probably 4 hours, if not more. And I will start prepping everything. And you'll see pictures in a minute. Okay. And when we're prepping, you know, think about what you can put in a batch. For example, if you don't want to have rice every day, make a cup and a half of rice, a cup and a half of quinoa, or farro. What is the grain of choice? But your grains are going to last a long time. Also, do y'all see me?
No.
Yes, I see you.
Okay.
No, I see the screen, the meal planning tips.
That's what I
Okay.
see too.
Okay, well, I have pictures. Okay, so I'll show you what I was going to do. Okay, so think of what you can batch cook. For example, if you are using dried beans, and by the way, if you want to save money, your dried beans are quite cheap, and 1 pound of beans makes 6 cups of cooked beans. Your canned beans is a cup and a half. Okay, so 1 pound is going to make 4 cans of beans. And it's very easy to freeze those. You can put it in 4 quarts and put, or say 3 quarts and put 2 cups in each one of those. And it makes it very, very easy. But think of those things that you can batch cook. Wash and chop everything. Just like I had the kale. And I know, Kathy, I want you to talk about how you do your kale quickly. Do you mind? Are you there?
I'm here, but can you
You do a
remind me?
very nice job with your kale.
Oh, is it what we learned from Jane's video where you put different kinds of greens together in a jar? Is that what you mean?
No, I was over there one time and you were prepping your greens and you were washing them, and then you layered them with towels and you wrapped them in towels.
Yeah, that's the way I used to do it, Debbie, where I would take, there are those towels that are Muslim, and I would use the towels to roll up the vegetables and put them in plastic bags. But since then, I've started getting those salad bags or cloth bags, and I wash the vegetables like the kale and the bok choy and all that, and I put them in these cloth bags, and then you kind of dampen the bag and you put it in the refrigerator, and they stay really a long time. I get those bags on Amazon.
Okay.
Is that what you can?
If you can send that to me, and then I'll send that out to everybody.
Yeah, that'd be great because anything that can save any green leafy vegetable is wonderful. Because as soon as you open it, I do the thing where I put the paper towel over the container and turn it upside down to try to take some of the moisture. But again, you have to get through that in a couple days or you just lost
Yeah.
everything. And I use a variety of greens like the kale, I use a spring mix, I use arugula, and it's just
Okay.
nice.
Now, once you chop it, and this is where you have to be careful, because if you start chopping it up, you are going to have it, you're going to lose it faster. Okay.
Correct.
You're going to have to use it faster.
Yes.
So when you buy the bags of chopped up kale or collards or whatever you're buying, you just have to be careful because they can oxidize and wilt and get mushy and nasty.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't buy that. I just buy like the green wise arugula in the
Uh-huh.
plastic containers, like 3.5 ounces or whatever it is. And then
But I find the arugula goes bad quickly.
oh my God, the arugula is a joke. It
Yeah,
is a joke.
you have
It
to
really
buy
goes
it
bad.
almost the same day.
Yes.
Okay, so roasting a tray of vegetables is very, very good. I do want you to know that the higher temperature that you roast veggies, the less nutrients you are going to get. And I say that I love roasting vegetables. So you're just going to have to eat more of them or just slow roast them. Okay.
What about in the air fryer?
The air fryer is going to be at a much higher temperature. So you're destroying the nutrients. Okay.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
still good. They're still delicious. You're still getting fiber, but some of the nutrients are going to be gone.
So what
Oh,
temperature
boy.
are you using when you're saying slow roast? That's
Yeah,
most
I would say
vegetables are 400.
Yeah, I would say under 300,
Okay.
300 or less.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't use my oven. Go ahead, I'll use that for, okay, that's great.
Okay. So make versatile sauces. And I can't give you a whole lot of examples of this. I like to use vinegars as a topping on a lot of things, but like a chimichurri sauce or a vegan cheese sauce. Who makes a lot of sauces? What do y'all recommend?
I don't, because I don't know them to make them, but I would love to know some.
I just make marinara type,
Yeah, marinara. I like that. Okay.
I can't have too much. I can't have too much cheese because I'm lactose intolerant. I
Oh,
eat
Well,
it, but I eat very low sodium, low fat.
yeah. Well, marinara is just tomato, onion, and garlic.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And this is vegan, so nobody's going to be eating cheese.
Yeah, correct.
I would love to throw out for the person who doesn't eat cheese that there are sauces made with nutritional yeast
Yeah, I have it.
that get that job done. Debbie, would you consider maybe having a class that focuses on making different sauces that you flavor your meal, or maybe as a salad dressing or something like that? I would really appreciate that.
I would be happy to do that. Yes.
And Debbie, Naomi, one of our members, every week she makes 2 sauces for the week, and then she's got them ready to go. And I know that one of their favorite books for sauces is Jane Esselstyn's Woman Warriors Cookbook. So that one might be something to look at.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that has a lot of sauces.
Okay. And that is an excellent cookbook. Okay, prep protein-rich foods. So once again, our protein-rich foods are going to be our beans, our peas, our legumes, the soy products, tempeh, all of those. You need to have those prepped. Now, you can buy canned beans without any problem whatsoever. Publix is right around the corner from me. So when they have their organic green wise beans on sale, They're 99 cents a can. I stock up on those. I still will make a big pot of beans and freeze them, and you'll see that in a minute. But it's just very easy to have those canned beans on,
The
ready to
canned
go.
beans are convenient, but and again, we can maybe talk about this another time. In that I heard Catherine Lawrence say that she kind of stepped away from the canned beans once she heard that they were cooked at over 400 degrees. And I
Well,
thought, okay, I don't know, because everybody that we talk about says it's okay to eat the canned beans. So I cook mine from scratch also, the dry beans. But I'm not gonna say I've not used, and I do on occasion use canned beans, but I just thought, okay, am I really getting anything out of this?
yeah. And
Nutrient wise?
I just really want to make it easy for everybody.
Okay,
Because if we can
convenient.
get them starting to eat canned beans,
Yes,
eventually they may start cooking their own beans. But
okay,
those canned beans, and I know Publix has sales all the time
yep.
on beans. Walmart has their organic beans, and they're very low in sodium, and they are less than $1. I think they're 89 cents a can. And
Mm,
when you're looking at convenience and you're looking at saving money
saving time too.
and saving a lot of time, because a
Yeah.
lot of people don't have time. And this meal that I showed y'all tonight,
Mm-hmm,
you know, dumping that store-bought salsa and
mm-hmm.
cans of beans,
Oh,
that
yeah.
just makes it really, really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cook once, eat twice or thrice. Eat if you can tolerate leftovers. And why I say that is because I have a lot of clients who say I hate leftovers. But if you enjoy leftovers, please make enough for several meals. Make enough and then freeze them, and it will look like a brand new meal or fresh meal. Okay. Invest in good containers. I'm going to show you some in a little bit. Use freezer friendly meals. For example, the beans are easy. This chili that I made is very easy to freeze. Soup is easy to freeze. Lentils are easy to freeze. So those things, they're easy to freeze. If you have freezer space, fill it up and make it easy on yourself. Also, portion for grab and go. If you're working still and you have to, take off and you're thinking, oh, I need something, I need a snack, have snacks ready to go. And I will do that, like a banana is ready to go. Have those readily available on your counter. An apple is easy to grab and go. Make it simple for you. If you're going to have nuts, put them in those little sleeves and have those portioned out for, if you're going to have 2 or 3 of them throughout the week, have those ready to go and have them measured so that you don't have to worry about it. Also, on that same thread is they have nuts that are 100 calories and they're packaged already. Think
Mhm.
about using one of those because that is simple. I mean, that
Yeah.
is just as simple as it possibly can be. It's already measured, it's 100 calories, and it's going to be a little bit more expensive. However, it is convenient and you don't have to do the math. Let's see, snacks, the prepackaged, like what I was just explaining, or the apples. You could also have in a container your watermelon already cut up, or your cantaloupe, as Dr. Barnard said, cutting up the cantaloupe, it will get eaten. If it's sitting out on your counter, it's not going to get eaten. And then keep it simple. Same thing with the beans. You can make all of that yourself and it's going to be excellent. But if you don't have time, keep it simple. What is that KISS method?
Yes.
Okay, So here, I find it very easy. I like to go to the gym in the morning. So these overnight oats are something that I depend upon. I've noticed that I have these nice, pretty jars that are very attractive and they look good in my refrigerator, as you can see. And every week I try to do something different. Now, I love cocoa. I love chocolate. So I put a tablespoon of cacao in there. And so this is my recipe, a 1/4 cup of the steel cut oats. And I use the Bob Red Mill. It's delicious. I get it in the 3-pound bag, and I usually buy 2 or 3 at the same time. And then I use the plant-based milk. I usually use soy because it's going to be higher in protein. I have ground flaxseed or ground chia seeds, maple syrup, and I don't use maple syrup. You can put it in there, but that's going to be extra calories. I don't use it. I love the cocoa flavor because I always put the fruit in at the same time that I'm making it.
Yes,
Fruit is going to melt.
sweeten it up a little bit.
I'm using frozen fruit. And
Mhm.
so as it melts, the juice is going to sweeten everything and it's just delicious. So triple berries, blueberries. I also use cherries, frozen cherries. I will say that in the triple berries, the raspberries basically disintegrate. And 2 weeks in a row, I had all raspberries and they just disintegrated. So
Yeah.
it wasn't quite the texture that I like. The blueberries hold up, cherries hold up, and they're very, very good. I usually make 5 of these for the week. And then on the weekends, I don't have to worry about it. Lunch in a jar. This is great if you're going to work. I love these and I, work from the house, but you can see, excuse me, you can see that I start, the bottom layer is a 3-2-1 salad dressing. Sometimes I mix, especially you'll see the bottom one is a little bit darker, and I actually mixed some hummus with that. So if you're looking for extra protein, adding hummus to your salad dressing, when you're adding it, will add extra protein. So the 3-2-1 salad dressing, and then I start layering. I have celery, tomatoes, carrots, sometimes zucchini, sometimes yellow squash, broccoli, roasted mushrooms. You always want to have those cooked mushrooms. Then I add my beans, and I will add 3/4 of a cup of beans in here. Then I have my fruit. This week, the Publix has figs on sale. The
Oh,
black
yes.
figs are absolutely to die for. So
Yep.
I have this week, I have figs in there, but you can add mangoes, cherries, strawberries. And then the last layer is going to be your greens and kale, spinach, spring mix, collards. They're all very, very good in your jar of salad.
Deb, do you put sprouts in your, do those hold up well in your
I
jar?
think the sprouts, I add them to the top, Linda. I don't put them in here. In the
Okay.
jar itself. I'm
What
just not
size are the
sure.
jars?
Sorry,
I'm sorry, Deb, what size are the jars?
those are quart jars.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so it's going to fill you up.
Yes, yes, love it.
And
They look
Debbie,
beautiful.
why did you say when you do these jar things with the salad, why did you say the mushrooms should be cooked, not raw mushrooms?
No,
Not raw
no.
mushrooms. So if you went on nutritionfacts.org, that's Dr. Greger's site, he talks about the science on why you need to cook your mushrooms. And he says you can put them in the microwave for a minute and there is something that you're trying to kill in with the mushrooms. Does anybody know what it is right off the top of their heads?
I love raw mushrooms. I mean, I watch them and I eat them, but
I don't know the name of it, Debbie. I know that it's naturally produced. I'll look it up and I'll tell you in just a second.
And
Okay.
we can put the link in that email newsletter, Debbie. after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Debbie,
And
how
Debbie-
long will these last in the fridge?
I make 5 of them, Valerie. So you're
Okay.
seeing 4 and there's always one behind.
Okay.
Debbie, have you heard of putting the mushrooms in the sun for 5 minutes to absorb vitamin D?
I haven't.
I read that somewhere just yesterday.
Oh, if you have that, would you send it to me, Velin?
I will try to remember where I
Where
read
it
it.
was.
Yeah.
So was the question about the shelf life? Is that what you were asking it when you say how long will they last? Somebody.
Yes, yeah. So I make 5 of them. Linda, you make these too, don't you? Anybody else makes these?
Where did you get your jars?
These are
Amazon?
just mason jars, and then I buy the lids on Amazon, and you can get a whole bunch of different colors.
Are they
And
Are they plastic?
yeah, plastic. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Some people are staying away, but anyway, they are plastic. Sorry.
But the jars are glass, so
Jars are glass. Yeah.
and nothing hot is touching it.
Okay, so stackable containers. This is important because you want these to be able to stack in your refrigerator. There are glass ones. This is a shot that I got off of Canva. So these are not mine, but I wanted you to see how these are important, that they can stack up in your refrigerator.
Debbie, we have a question from Chris. How do you get
Okay.
variety so you don't eat the same lunch every day?
So what I do is I will chop up all of my vegetables and then I will put some in, like carrots. I usually put carrots in all of them because, as you know, carrots has beta carotene in it, and we're supposed to have at least 2 carrots a day to get the beta carotene we need to prevent or to fight off cancer cells. Okay, so I always try to put at least 1 carrot in everything. But then I have the zucchini and some, I have yellow squash and some. But Chris, to answer your question, I really can eat the same thing every day. But what I try to do is make sure that I have 40 different items throughout the week. And, on the jars, you could put corn in there with your black beans, and you can make it more of a southwestern flair. You could make one that could be an Asian flair. It's just going to take a little bit more time and a little bit more imagination to buy all of those things. I try because I not only planning my meals, but I'm also planning demonstrations like this. So I have to be cognizant of my time. And so sometimes every week I will change something, but the main ingredients are sticking to almost the same. Also, I will use canned beans, and I will have black bean and some. I will have garbanzo, pinto beans, and red beans. So I usually have 4 or 5 different beans throughout the week.
Debbie, when you use your canned beans, because I do, you rinse them, right? I do. You rinse the beans, no matter what kind of
Yes,
beans?
I always rinse them.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And the
And-
vegetables are roasted? Are these vegetables roasted that you have in these jars, or are they
No,
just raw?
all of these except for the mushrooms, all of them are raw.
Okay, perfect.
But you could put roasted in there.
Yeah, I just use
And
raw.
sometimes I will roast beets because I love beets.
Yes,
And I
yes,
will put those in there as well.
yes,
Beets
And-
are also something that you could put in there raw if you want to.
Debbie,
yes.
back to your overnight oats jar. Kelly's wanting to know, do you mix up the oats or just fill from the bottom to the top, or what goes in what order?
Yeah, Kelly, thank you for that. So let me go backwards. Okay, so I try to, what I do is I put the oats in, I put the cocoa in, and and then the seeds. And actually what I've been doing with seeds for probably the last 2 months, not to complicate things, but I have been mixing a big batch of flax, chia, and hemp seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Mixing them and then using a tablespoon of
Yes.
seeds. Okay.
Yes.
So anyway, so I put those in and I mix all of that up. And then I put and that has the oats already. And then I pour my milk in. And on top of that, I put my berries or whatever. Yeah, the berries. Okay. But I will say that I probably did not like the top ones. If you look at the top, you can see that it's really mixed well. And these on the bottom is what I just did for this week. And I will tell you that unfortunately I did not stir it. And so some of that is like a hard brick. And it's been a little challenging in the morning, but it's still very good.
And are
Yeah.
the flax seeds, are they whole flax seeds or are you using the ground
No,
flax?
I'm grinding. So when I add
Okay.
those 3 seeds together, I'm putting them in a blender and I'm blending them up.
Okay, perfect, Debbie.
So Deb, your steel cut oats are not cooked when you put them in the jar.
Correct. And
No.
actually by soaking them, that's a good question, Linda. Thank you. By soaking them, they get soft and what
Yeah.
I will microwave it. I have eaten them cold, but I
Yeah.
will microwave them for 2 minutes. They're still going to be chewy, but it's a different texture and I enjoy it.
Me too.
Debbie, are those the smaller size, the oats, the smaller size mason jars? You have the salad in the quart and the oats.
Wait.
Yeah, they are smaller. And actually they are, let me go back.
They're
Pints.
jelly jars,
Whoops, I'm going the wrong. They're jam jars.
jam jars, jelly jars.
Because
Yeah.
the I can never remember the sizes of them, but the mason jars come in standard
Exactly. They do come in pint size.
size. Okay.
And so these jam jars are pint size. I just love the tops of these jars.
I actually do too.
Smuckers.
Nope.
Um,
I get the Bon Ami, and they used to have blue lids and red lids.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what these are,
Bon
Laura.
Ami, okay, yeah, it's French. They don't have corn syrup in it.
Yeah, but that's what my husband enjoys. Strawberry. Okay, now,
Debbie,
huh?
I've went to my cabinet just, and you said the flax, chia, and hemp. The company Badia, Badia, the Spanish company
Oh,
that's I don't know, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, wherever, whatever, because that's where I get my Badia. I get my large container jars of dill. I'm a dill junkie. Dill is in everything I make, but
Oh, good.
this is it's called the word whole trilogy of health seeds. It's the combination of flax, chia, and hemp all in one.
Uh-huh.
Say the name
It's
again, please.
Badia, Badia.
Padilla.
It's a very, very well-known spice
Right.
company. It's
Okay.
all over, and they have all 3 together in one thing. Kind of makes it easier.
Is it
less
ground
time
up already?
Yeah, well, it's the seed. It's very finely. It's not like powder. It's not the powder, but you do get that little chewiness because it's the very tiny seeds of all 3, flax, chia, and hemp. And you get all 3 in one jar, so you can just spread that on whatever you're using it with. If you wanted to, you could grind it up, as some people here do, but I don't. I just sprinkle it on my non-fat yogurt or whatever, something like that. And
So I do recommend that and it's not based on me, but the experts say to grind it up so that you can
Mhm.
get the nutrients out of those seeds because they're so small that by
Uh-huh.
grinding them, you can absorb the nutrients. But
Mhm.
if you do not grind them, they act more as a laxative and go through you whole.
That's okay. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah,
some
either
of
way.
us need a laxative. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. So the next thing we have here is freezer ready prep. Hope is a client and we have cooking classes on a regular basis. So this past week, we made several things. One of them were these mushroom, black bean, and quinoa burgers. And I did this intentionally so I could show y'all. But you make the burgers and then you wrap them so that you can freeze them. And so I double wrap them and then put them in a freezer bag and they will last several months. Okay. It's not that I'm going to have one of these every day, but on those occasions where I have absolutely nothing to eat or I want a burger, I grab one of these. And then I always have, if I want it on a bun, I always have the Ezekiel buns in the freezer as well, so I can make myself a burger. But these are super, super nice to have on hand. Okay. Another thing that we made, Hope didn't like it so much, but it was a red lentil pizza crust, and we made personal pizzas, and they were absolutely delicious. Hope said it wasn't crunchy enough. Mine was fine because I'm not that big into pizza crust. But anyway, it was really fun. So we'll have to share that recipe sometime.
Deb, how long did you say that the burgers are good for a month in the freezer?
No, I have had them in the refrigerator 3 months and they're still good.
Refrigerator or freezer? Freezer.
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 Yeah, these over here are actually frozen. That's why they look like that. The ones on the right-hand side. Oh.
I have a recipe. I haven't made it in a while. It's I just make I used to make them. It's very time consuming. I have like a special recipe. It's lentil burgers. I mean, that's pretty common, but I
Uh-huh.
have like a special recipe that I have to stir fry the onions, carrots, garlic, and ginger in the pan. And I'm sorry, but I use olive oil. And then stir fry it while the lentils are cooked, and then you add your other stuff. And well, it's probably not a recipe anybody would. I don't know because I do use eggs. I'm not a vegan and I'm not a vegetarian. I don't eat red meat, but I do eat other stuff. But it is lentil burgers,
Uh-huh.
and they're pretty good. They're pretty
Okay.
good.
Yeah. And these, let's see, have zucchini in them and onions, and I usually always have carrots in there. But anyway, these are veggie burgers. But
Yeah,
the main source is mushroom, black beans, and quinoa.
yum.
Okay, so here are some silicone containers, and um, you'll see what I do with them, but these are 2 cups in the middle. Over here is going to be a half a cup, and then on the whoops, on the far right is 1 cup each. So these just make it really easy for you to do your grains, your beans, your soups. It makes it very, very easy. And you can see I have quinoa here. I froze it on the left-hand side. And then after it froze, I put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer, and I marked the quinoa on it. So it makes it very simple. It's a half a cup serving. And actually today I had one of these for dinner. And I took one of these. This was lentil soup.
Mhm.
And this is a 2 cup on the right-hand side. These are half-cup servings on the left-hand side. So I took one of the quinoa, one of the lentil soup, the half cup, and I put them in the microwave. I know, and it was just simple and easy, but because I had so much going on with the class and my escapades with Eventbrite this past week. So this was easy, but this is what I'm referring to. If you can have these ready to go, you can just pull something out of your freezer and make it simple.
Yeah,
So,
Where
yeah,
did, where did you get the silicone? Did you get those on Amazon?
Yeah, go back.
Amazon,
Yeah, go back.
yes.
I want to take a picture of that.
Okay.
And when you do your search on Amazon, do what she wrote up there, the silicone freezer trays,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they pop right up, and there's two different kinds that they have.
So the silicone is safe as well. I mean, some people say make sure you don't use plastic, but use glass containers. Can you freeze glass containers?
No, that's not a good idea at all.
Well, you can, but you have to be very, very careful. Now, we went to a conference, Hope and I were at the International Conference on Nutrition and Medicine back in August, and I will tell you that they recommended silicone. So
Mhm.
until I hear differently, I haven't heard anything negative yet.
Does,
But as
Yeah.
soon as I do, I will let you know.
Deb, I spent a lot of time looking on the internet for that because they're not all created equal, those containers. So I'm just thinking, some of them are very thin and some of them are thicker, but I couldn't find anything out there. And of course, I certainly am not the end all be all, but I couldn't find anything out there that indicated that silicone was harmful to cook in, or they did say not to get it too much above 375, 400.
Yeah,
Some sites did, but I was surprised. I was really expecting it to have some toxicity.
yeah.
Huh.
Has any,
I haven't heard anything from PCRM.
yeah, I'd like to hear if anyone has any issues with that, because you don't want to undo everything that you're trying to accomplish with toxic chemicals in your things that you store things.
Right.
Yeah.
And Trooper, these that I showed you here, I have these and they're very heavy. They're not flimsy
Savers.
whatsoever.
The brand is Super Savers, SOUPER.
Okay.
Debbie, what?
I I had them in all these, the half a cup, 1 cup, and 2 cup, and I ended up selling the 2 cups at a yard sale because it took too long to defrost this big solid block of food, especially since I'm just one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
me
find
too.
I find the half cup really helpful. I have a couple of them and I use them, I put it in overnight, pop them out, that goes straight into a Ziploc bag with the date. You have to put the date on. And they clean up very easily. But I found the smaller ones defrost faster and more easily. So
Yeah. The 2 cup, I defrosted a 2 cup this weekend and it was black beans. And I just put it on the counter in the morning, but it took most of the day to defrost. Yes,
you
I
have to
totally
plan.
agree with you.
You have to really plan for those.
Yeah.
Supposed to be planned.
Debbie, one of the things I was going to say is whenever you're using, they have silicone that you actually bake in. But my whole thing is if I'm using liquid and it's hot, I don't ever put it in anything except stainless steel or glass to cool down.
Exactly. And
But,
you have to let it cool.
yes.
So if you're using these, make sure everything is cool before you put it in there. I would agree with that.
And also at Sam's, I get the box of the, I think it's a 24-piece square glass with the easy pop off lid. And I freeze, I do up onions and garlic and peppers, and I freeze it in 1 cup servings or 2 cup servings all the time. And I don't have any trouble with the glass freezing, but that's a, how do you call it? Like a Pyrex type of a glass.
Okay, so if you are freezing, what you have to if you're freezing in glass, what you have to remember is that you cannot fill it more than 80% full.
Well, this is true.
Oh, okay.
This is
okay.
true.
So because it's going to expand and it will break. And then the
Wow.
other thing is when you take it out of the freezer, you're going to have to be careful the way you defrost it. You can't put it on a hot surface because it will break. So, that's what you
Yeah.
have to remember with that. Okay, we have a few more slides. I know we're getting close to 8 o'clock. So let me keep going. This is my lentil soup. Okay, so I've got 2 menus that I am going to share with y'all. And so these actually include desserts. So these are hyperlinks. As I said, you're going to have to work for them. And so this is the Google link because I'm going to show you let me show you real fast. Well, somebody already left. But see this? Over the last 2 years, I have received, or PhytoFit has received, the Nutritionist of the Year for our area. And it is based on your comments. So that's why
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. I think that's awesome.
It is
But
awesome.
It is.
if you will please take a picture and leave, even if it's just, I enjoyed your class, I learned a lot. Or anyway, please leave a 5-star review and you will receive this first one. And they notify me when you leave.
Butternut. I can't
Okay.
even see it. It's so tiny.
Okay. So I will send you that week 1 for a review. And then the next one, 35 more recipes. And this one is when you complete the class survey. And there is the link to the class survey. And what you have to do on the class survey, it's going to take you to this page. And you're going to scroll down to the very bottom and it says complete survey. You hit that link and it will take you directly there. Okay. So
Can
I'm
you send us
buying.
the link directly? Because if I just take a picture with my phone, I don't know how I would use the QR code. I use a QR code if I use the phone to take an external picture. I don't know how I could use this.
Okay, so if you hold your phone up there, Michelle, do you see the yellow button underneath it?
I'm using my phone for this video.
I'm using my phone. That's the thing.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Well, then I will send them out, but y'all will know what they are for. Okay.
The link. Oh yeah.
So,
Can you send it out as a web link instead of a QR?
yes, I'll do that. But anyway, those are that. Okay, so upcoming events. This is important. If you're in Lakeland, Polk County, Central Florida, Polk Wellness Professionals and Florida Kale Blazers, the Esselstyn Foundation, the Physicians Committee, Chat and Chew More Plants, and PhytoFit, we are putting on this event, Nourish to Flourish. We're having Elizabeth Whining, Dr. Elizabeth Whining. She is going to be talking about how your food impacts your mood. We will also be having Dr. Barnard via video talking about food and mood. Who was asking me a question?
I wasn't, but are we able to join virtually or it's only for in person?
It's only in person.
Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and I will be sending out that link as well. Next month, I don't have the registration code on this one, but next month, October 21st, I hope you save the date. And we're going to have Let's Beat Breast Cancer Together. And that's it.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
So Debbie, just to be clear, when you send that email to us, we'll have everything that we need in order to rate you and get those prizes that you're giving us.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Great.
your reward is very well deserved. Very well
Yes,
deserved.
it is.
Indeed.
Congratulations.
Indeed.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Awesome.
So any questions? Y'all have been great. I love the interaction. But
I came on late because I was charging my phone and I lost track of the time. So with the first dish, I don't know what happened. That you said you ruined something. What happened with the first dish?
Oh, no, I
saw the
forgot
can.
that. Oh, cameraman. Let me show you the food we made. So, Michelle, what I did, and you
How
know,
pretty.
the first rule of thumb. Okay, so this is our chili with a lot of corn. And then this is our braised kale. And Michelle, what I did is I did not have my complete mise en place. And mise en place is the French term for gathering all of your ingredients together.
Right.
And the golden rule is to have all of them together. And my corn came in late, and my corn was behind me. So I had everything ready. And then Hope asked the question about corn. And I said, oh, wait a minute. So anyway, it wasn't ruined. It was just a little bit late.
Oh, but I love it. It's served inside the shell.
Yes. So I served
Oh,
that
nice.
inside of our spaghetti squash.